That's right, destroying mountains of baby formula. A trucker catches them. Raw footage. I'm gonna show you. Okay guys, a lot of buzz going on about this trucker catching them destroying mountains of baby formula. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of pounds of baby formula. And we're not talking about the recalled formula. I'm talking about good, usable baby formula. Ordered destruction by state level, federal level, and the GUV. And I will most definitely go through those reports and articles with you as well. But I can definitely tell you, the raw footage captured by this trucker is definitely going to stir the pot on this one. More disturbing pieces of the puzzle regarding our food shortages and our supply chain issues coming right up. Again, welcome back everybody. If you're brand new here, like up-to-date tips and how-tos weekly, be sure to hit the notification bell. If that's your kind of thing, let's jump into this one. Food shortages are real, and same with supply chain issues. They're getting worse by the day. What is certain, whatever you guys are seeing, whatever you're experiencing is expected to get increasingly worse as 2023 draws closer. So now most of you are familiar with the baby formula shortage that we've experienced over this last year, intertwined with the food shortages. This raw footage from a trucker that I'm gonna show you is very shocking. Many people were led to believe of an alleged shortage, an alleged baby food shortage due to factories being shut down, recall, with much of this destruction having nothing to do with that. And stick around after this footage and I will follow it up with details, with some shocking information that illustrates how this so-called shortage is actually the case of quietly and intentionally massive deliberate destruction. Truckloads, mountains, hundreds of thousands of pounds of it. And this is going on in reported multiple states. And as far as this shocking video goes, no big surprise on which state this is happening in. Check this out.
I've got formula in the back of my truck, and I'm fixing to show you what the they're doing with it.
Y'all, that's pallets of baby formula. They're dumping them. That's what they're doing with them. There's pallets upon pallets. I wondered why they had it stored outside. That's baby formula. They're breaking them down off those pallets. I'm trying not to be seen. They're breaking them down off the pallets. And watch, you're fixing it. The guy in the dozer is fixing it. Oh my God. Y'all, I'm not, that's baby formula. I've got baby formula on my truck, and that's baby formula.
Now, as you can see, this truck driver was personally distraught over this, as she is a grandparent and had a daughter that was having troubles finding baby formula. And she's sitting here feeling uncomfortable knowing that she's got 41,700 pounds of it on her truck that she's delivering to that mountainous dump site.
Okay. Guys, I'm fixing to piss some people off. Baby formula shortage, right? My daughter has currently been looking for every single day. She goes to the store to find soy formula for my brand new grandson. I've got formula in the back of my truck, and I'm fixing to show you what the they're doing with it.
Now, some of you might be like, wow, she could be full of it. But here, she does another video showing you the paperwork.
I picked it up in Phoenix, Arizona. But it's not from the porch, and they were definitely not being careful, so it's not contaminated with anything. There was nobody was wearing a mask, they were just pushing it onto the ground, and it was powdered baby formula. So when it rains, it's just going to turn into liquid and go into the ground. So if it was contaminated with heavy metals, it's going to just seep into the ground. California has the strictest regulations on everything. It was in Coachella, California. Y'all, I'm serious when I say I've never been scared.
You can tell she's rattled. Probably thinks that her job might be on the line in the back of her mind with this one.
Can you get a video of what you are hauling? It's already been delivered, but I can show you. Baby formula. That is it was actually raining here last night when I got here. So, and they said they've been running these for 6 weeks. Baby formula. This is the handwritten bill that I had them do me. Baby formula. 41,700 pounds of it. And I've got the scale ticket. Total, I weighed 75,000 pounds when I delivered that.
California. Go figure. All of the regulations, stiffest regulations out there, leading the train with regulations, and this is what they're doing. Now, I know it's tough. I live in Washington State. It's a lot like California. You love the state, you love the beauty of the state, but you don't like how it's ran. Now, the original reason for a lot of these shortages, including the baby formula shortage, was due to the thing that came out of China. But we are learning that that's not the case. A lot of these shortages are being reported to be done deliberately. Food shortages being ordered and deliberately done from state level to the GUV level. Fed ordered destruction. Let's look into a couple reports. This article and report from Hall Turner titled "Truckloads of Baby Formula Being Intentionally Destroyed." And this came out August 10th of 2022. Man-made shortages is the question. Now, I don't know if you guys have been noticing it, but they've been getting caught up in a lot of lies lately. In fact, this has been going on since 2019. Kind of like this little clip I'm going to show you from raw.com. Health officials stating that they do not track how much baby formula they actually threw out.
When a WRAL investigation found the state of North Carolina has been destroying certain supplies of baby formula since 2019, health officials said they didn't track how much formula is thrown out. WRAL has now obtained documents that show state offices do track those numbers.
New documents appear to show the state does very much keep records of how much formula they've destroyed throughout this shortage. And some families in need say in this moment, this policy is hurting more than it's helping them.
It's frustrating to know that this is what's happening to perfectly good food that could feed our babies.
Mariana Horn is one of many North Carolina mothers still searching for baby formula. She's resorted to joining Facebook groups online where desperate families can buy or exchange food. Horn says a woman recently drove 5 hours to her home just for 1 can of formula for her baby.
The situation has changed. It has become an urgent crisis. And with crises, comes the need for action.
Horn's talking about the North Carolina WIC program. The state has a policy of destroying all baby formula that's returned to their offices, even if it's unexpired and unopened. The state told WRAL it's a federal recommendation they've been following since 2019, aimed at preventing improperly stored food from being donated back to families. Last week, we asked the NC Department of Health and Human Services how much formula the state's destroyed under the policy, and the state told us they don't track that data. But after our story, an employee of a state WIC office said that's not true. They sent us this document titled Formula Disposal Log. It says 2 WIC employees have to be present to record whenever formula is destroyed, including the date, the amount, and even the type of food being thrown out. In a statement, DHHS says these forms are part of their state WIC manual and that local offices can use them for documentation but aren't required to submit them to the state.
Following USDA guidelines, destroying thousands of cans of usable baby formula. Remember, we were told that plants weren't making the stuff. That's why we had shortages. The more you dig, the more you find that it's state and federal order. And again, I'll leave links to all these articles down in the description below so you guys can do more research if you feel like you need to. And might I add that there are claims out there that this stuff was tainted, it was poisonous, and there's people out there saying that they're trying to get rid of all of the old inventory so that we're left with only the new stuff, which there's conspiracy that it might not be good for you. And we're talking about genetically modified stuff. Have you seen it yet on the labels? GMO is getting changed out with bioengineered food. I suggest you guys start looking at your labels because it's starting to change. Bioengineered food. We're noticing it on a lot of things, even chips. And if that's the case, you don't know what you're putting in your body, which is probably the reason they're trying to wipe out all the farmers too. As growing your own food or getting good food grown from a farmer might not fit in their control measure. So here's my tinfoil hat idea. Let me know if it's crazy or not. What if we're being made so that babies are dependent on formula? And I'm talking about the new stuff, the bioengineered stuff, the stuff that they're trying to replace all the old stuff with every brand new baby being forced to have this new stuff, being forced to play into the agenda, or at least an extremely high percentage of the population. Is that a crazy thought, or is that what it's getting to? Money and power, world power. It just might be getting to the point where it's getting completely out of control. So more important than ever, you guys gotta do your research. Keep both eyes open. Be aware and do your research. Because I can tell you what, it ain't the good old days. Be sure to hit that notification bell if you guys want to stay up to date with weekly tips. We'll see you on the next one.